everyone, JC Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 6. In the last episode, I built this wheat farm here, which I have AFK'd at only for a little while in between episodes, because I've been busy doing other things. Yeah, and... well, there's been a significant influx of wheat to this farm in the time that I have been around it. So that is working very, very nicely. In this episode, I am feeling like I'm a bit pressed for time because I've been procrastinating by doing stuff like, hey, releasing a patch for my game, but that's not really important right now. What is important now is that I've actually got to do some designing work here because, well, my area of the city isn't really looking like much of a city. It's just looking like a whole bunch of random things put in random places that happen to be near each other. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop into Creative World and start actually designing what the layout of this place is going to look like and maybe even what the buildings are going to look like. Alright, so here we are on the backup. As you can see, it's a couple weeks old because downloading a backup takes like an hour, and I wasn't about to spend an hour waiting for the download to back up off the server that I kind of wanted to play on a little bit. So anyhow, yeah, this is a backup from a couple weeks ago, and you can tell that by the fact that the wheat farm isn't here, and I'm going to start by actually laying out how the roads are going to look around here, which includes fixing this little road here, because I know this is actually built wrong. So yeah, I'm going to get doing that. Alright, so the roads themselves ain't much, but at least they exist now compared to not existing before. So just as like a recap of what we got the road that going around back of this block here, which comes really close to the ocean, so this is going to be all it's going here. There's also going to be a highway that comes in from this direction and an overpass, and that kind of turns that way, so we'll figure out what we're doing with that a bit later. Obviously, we now have a road that goes out this way, a ramp that goes down into this area here, as well as this road aside. There may be intersections in that can let, quote, drivers, obviously no cars are actually going to exist, into the area around the storage system here. And there's this road which goes back to downtown in that area that hadn't been connected yet. So yeah, that's the roads. Now to build, or start designing, buildings that go around the various things in this area. Oh yeah, and I guess there's some of the various road pieces just floating in midair over here. First up is the storage system, and now you may have been fooled by the impressive looks of the International Trade Tower here, but yes, this is generally the extent of my building skills. A white box with some trimming and stone bricks. I mean, this design will kind of make a little bit more sense later when I talk about the actual proper theme of the storage system here, but that'll happen once we do the interior. Anyhow, let's move on to something else that will look equally as horrendous, but also be quite big. Now, if you thought my storage system looked terrible, you have not seen this. Yes, it is incredibly big and bland, and made out of a shit ton of bricks with a cyan terracotta roof. But yeah, it is just basically a brick box that is not really box shaped, more like a lot of boxes that just covers up the entire machine. Heck, there's even a road that goes through it, so we just had to build it over the road, and it's not even consistent there as this section is lower than the rest of the road. But this road does provide a convenient way to enter in as, you know, this garage door here, which you can just, well, it's permanently open. Maybe I'll do an interior here where there's like a little internal loading dock here. And then there's going to be actual doors from that into, I guess, the rest of this area here. But yeah, the inside has basically not changed at all. Now for the bamboo and sugarcane farms over here, we can do like an actual proper building design that doesn't look like this. It could be like actual windows and stuff and not look terrible. Alright, this one's pretty simple, but it's not nearly as bad as the other ones that I built around here. As this one actually does have windows and a simple-ish wall pattern that just repeats all the way up to the top. Not too much to say about this one. Now that I've done a sufficient amount of effort here, we can go back to survival and get building some of these. Alright, I've collected some resources, so now I'm going to actually get started on building the structure that goes around my storage system here, as I feel like, and I'm probably going to be wrong about this, and that's going to be the easiest one to build for now. construction of the exterior has been completed, and as you can see, there's currently an intruder on the roof, but we will just ignore that for now. I don't think there's any way they can get inside of my storage system here, and yeah, it definitely looks a lot different now that there's a ceiling and walls to this place, but that also means that it's now actually safe to just stand inside of here, as there's no way a mob or a phantom will just come kill me now. Which means I can now finally finish moving in by bringing my bed over. So I'll do that now. But with that, I have basically run out of time for this episode, so I don't have much time to go do other things in this episode, but I will continue to try and do stuff off camera and toward the next episode, obviously. I might be pulling back a little bit here in the rate at which I'm producing episodes, because I'm getting apparently quite busy. But besides that, yes, I'd say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which I finally released a patch for recently, which is linked in the description. And I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 6. Bye!